Hi team, this is AJ with Trading Trainer on the evening of Monday, October 11th. With your Trading Trainer Daily Insights, what we're going to do here is take a look at our Trading Trainer Daily Picks Report Generation tool. We're actually going to go ahead and create for ourselves a pick list. From this pick list, we're going to find a candidate, do a full analysis on it, see if it deserves to be on our hot list. If it does, we're going to craft, follow the rules, pick an option strategy, pre-select options, put together preliminary exits. Let's get right to it. Going to go for price, description. Let's do buffered and reactive, and then do option trading candidates. Click on display reports. All right, I'm going to do a master sort on the reactive. And take a look at Netflix right here, gaining 2.71% today. It's up at trading around $153. Something good happened with Netflix. Actually gained $4. That's very positive. And when you see this kind of gain, one of the things you do want to do, and we're not going to do during this video, but you want to do it on your own, you want to pull up some sort of quote tool like we've got here. You want to type in Netflix, NFLX, and you want to find out what happened today. We'll go ahead and click on a 6-month chart. And retail ETFs packing a powerful punch. Netflix launches Canadian service for streaming movies. Now that was back on September 22nd. So Apple said to plan Netflix service on new TV product. That's pretty exciting. Just kind of poke around and find out what's going on. Netflix is fundamentally a very strong stock. Go ahead and minimize this. So we've got the reactive confirming long today, and we've got the buffered triggering back on October 6th. We look for that. We got 28 days of trend. Let's back this up and look at volume and trend report for Netflix. Option trading candidates. All right, so volume was just about the day, same as Friday, slightly up. It's fairly lower than the 50-day, just about where the 200-day is, slightly higher. But I like looking at this. This is the oscillator. Oscillator is high. This is like the MACD for volume, meaning that volume has been consistent. And then Netflix in the short duration has been bearish, but the long duration has been bullish. And the subsector being retailers, specialty is bear bull. But then we get into the sector, which is general retailers, ticker DJUSGT, neutral bull. And then retail DJUSRT, neutral bull. And then, of course, consumer cyclicals, neutral bull. So if we need to look at a sector, we'll look at DJUSGT. But basically what I wanted to point out here is that this thing looks, just from this particular table, that it was testing the long-term bull trend in the not too recent past. And that's perfect for the reactive. That means we're setting ourselves up for a swing up. So let's go ahead and take a look at the chart. And while I'm loading in the ticker, I'm going to go ahead and expand it to full screen so that you can see what I'm doing. And in my secondary index, I'm going to go ahead and plot DJUSGT just to have it on there. And of course, it's going to get plotted, and you see the lines are if I want to have the lines on top of each other, I'm going to do something like that. And actually, they're fairly close in shape. While I'm here, let's just do a chart on the NASDAQ exchange and see which one looks better, whether it's the sector or a NASDAQ. I think the NASDAQ will be just fine. So let's go ahead here. We've got this nice trend. And in fact, if I do a naked chart analysis, you can see here that I do have a trend that's been established. In fact, I have good long-term trends. You get a little pullback here like we did over the summer, but the trend has returned during August and September. So we've got our established trend, and by the way, it is going parallel to the 30-day simple moving average. We have the Williams percent R going to an extremely oversold condition. In fact, it's making a kind of a miniature double bottom here, not one that's significant like we would say back here, but we've got a little double bottom going on here. And then today we closed above the 7-day simple moving average, which is a template confirmation for us, hinting that in the next couple of days we're going to get a swing up, a swing back into the trend. So now we want to do some validating, okay? So the double bottom, again, it's not a true double bottom. So I'm going to refrain from calling it a double bottom heretofore, but this kind of pattern is actually a little bit more on the significant side. Let me go ahead and remove this, and I know I want to use the NASDAQ, so I can take that off. I'm going to clear up the picture a little bit. Volume. Today we had some nice volume compared to Friday's downtake in volume. So we've got our volume. We'd like to see it pyramiding up for more than just one day. But, yeah, we got our volume. And then the next piece of the puzzle after the volume is, let's look at the buffered. So the 40 days got a nice positive trend. Slow stochastic is showing us the pullback. Have that come up in a second here. Yeah. Pullback, and the fast percent K crossed over the slow percent D. And then finally, what else? MACD. So the MACD, you can see here just between Friday and today, is starting to diverge. So we're on our way to confirming here. All right, so I am convinced that this is a good setup. We'll go ahead and fill out a little bit of a template here, and we'll watch Netflix. Here's Netflix. We're going to evaluate it. Let's go ahead because it is a little bit, let's look for what we call harmony. So let's do the evaluate during professional hour. And then we'll make sure that Netflix is trading above today's high. Today's high was $156.48 per share. And then the index, we said we'd use the NASDAQ, ticker COMPX. Make sure that it is trading up above its close. So it closed at $2,402.33. Make sure that Netflix is forming an S bar. We'll make sure that the NASDAQ is trending up on 5-minute bars going into and during professional hour. And we've got the fixed stop loss. We'll give the trailing stop loss a little bit of room. And then ultimately we've got our option. So we'll come on back here. We'll come to Trading Tools and we'll take a look at Options Chain. And while that's loading up, I'll come here and here and here. Right, here's Netflix. Look at the December. December is the next quarterly. Greater than 156.48. You can go with the 155 or the 150. Not much difference in price. I'm going to go with the 150, deeper in the money. So we've got NFLX, December 150 call. So that's all there is to it. Please take care.